Let's get to it with Spencer Rattler first and foremost. Is this the most excited and most confident you and Gamecock fans have been in the quarterback position since
Connor Shaw?
Okay.
I'll say Dylan Thompson. Let's give Dylan Thompson his respect too. I still think though there was some uncertainty with Dylan coming off of Connor, but Dylan had played before, so I do want to give respect to Dylan Thompson, again, a player that even while backing up Connor Shaw, led the Gamecocks to victory 2012 at Clemson, helped through the game-winning touchdown in the Outback Bowl against Michigan, the Jadeveon Clowney hit game. A lot of people forget about his performance in that one. So, I would say at the quarterback position specifically, this is the most excited we've been since the Shaw-Thompson days, since really the end of the 11-2 seasons and the end of that run. And, I mean, this is certainly the most excited, I think. I heard you saying – how excited are Gamecock fans in regards to comparing it to which seasons, whether it be 2018, I know you mentioned. And that was a big one, right? I know we all want to wash away the Muschamp era and just pretend like it never happened. I mean, that's most of Gamecock Nation wants to do that. But, a lot of folks were very, very excited after South Carolina beat Michigan in that bowl game and came to that. I'll never forget. They were talking about South Carolina was going to challenge Georgia for the East. And that week 2 matchup at Williams-Brice Stadium, the Gamecocks could upset Georgia. But maybe it's hindsight is 2020, but I look back at that season. I felt like 2017 was, to be honest with you, a little bit of smoke and mirrors on the turnover side of things. That team really wasn't a 9-win team. Jake Bentley was still, unfortunately, the quarterback of that team. So in regards to, but again, to be fair, you could look at 18, but I think as regards to hype, excitement, hope, optimism, I think you got to look back at the 2014 preseason when South Carolina was a top 10 preseason team and had come off 3 straight 11-win seasons. And, certainly there's still question marks around Spencer Rattler, but it's been a long time since Gamecock fans have had the level of excitement around the quarterback position, specifically like you mentioned, because even with those days of Bentley, I was not a big Jake Bentley guy. And looking back, maybe we were a little too hard on him, but Jake Bentley was such a mixed bag. He had moments of brilliance, but there were also moments of just dumbfounded interceptions and plays that were made in the worst possible times. And his career was just riddled with that. So while Spencer Rattler does have questions to answer, my friend, you can't get around the excitement around his just pure talent level. He's 15-0 as a starter. I mean, this is a guy people forget that was the preseason favorite to win the Heisman last year. He was preseason favorite to be the number 1 overall draft pick. Like, he's still that guy, no matter what happened in Norman last year, right? He's still that guy. So if you want to give credit and write him off and say that, he did this, what happened? He lost his job. Let's also give credit to the fact he's 15-0 as a starter, the numbers he's put up. You look at his numbers last year, Mark, that's what's so funny is that if he puts those numbers up in Columbia, he doesn't get benched. He's a god, Mark. He's a god amongst men in Columbia with that stat line, which is crazy, but it's true. I think definitely since the Shaw-Thompson days, this is the most excited Gamecock fans have been around this position. And I mean, even with Shaw and Thompson, South Carolina's just never had a guy with this type of talent. I'll say that. I mean, the Gamecocks haven't had a quarterback drafted since 1989, Mark. Those are facts. So even with Shaw and Thompson and Garcia and these other guys, haven't had a quarterback drafted since Todd Ellis in 1989. So I think that trend changes this year. And again, what rival fans, and I talked about this last night, what rival fans have to understand is this. South Carolina fans, you see all the merch and everything, the Beamer Rattler stuff. South Carolina fans are not fired up and excited because we have these unrealistic expectations that he's going to go win the Heisman or that he's going to be first team all conference. South Carolina fans are fired up and excited because Spencer Rattler is so much better than anybody we had on the roster last year. Like, it's just night and day different. So I think that's where a lot of the excitement, the optimism's coming, and you think, okay, South Carolina went 6-6 last year with 4 different guys starting a game under center, and Mark, 9 different players threw a pass last year for the Gamecocks, if you can wrap your head around that. So you think last year, okay, we went 6-6 in the regular season with a bowl win. With that carousel, what can we do now with a legitimate gunslinger under center? That's why Gamecock fans are excited. And yes, certainly, like I said, back to your point, I think since 2013, maybe 2014, this is the most excitement we've seen for that position.
When has that ever been accomplished? 4 different players starting at quarterback, 3 games each, and you go 7-6, win a bowl game in that conference. in that conference.
And there's no way there's a team in college football that had 9 guys throw a pass. There's just no way. There's just no way. I mean, it's
people
insane.
are searching out New Mexico State and UNLV.
I mean, there's just
no way.
We had everybody from quarterbacks to punters to defensive linemen to receivers. I mean, everybody got to touch it and throw it last year. Everybody.